before thee in humble obedience and dependence. We pray thee, grant us the grace to respect each other this day in all our consultations, that our deliberations today shall take place in the spirit of mutual trust, so that we as leaders shall lead our country on the path of peace and shall find solutions for issues and problems facing us. Grant us the mercy, O Lord, that we shall today also honor thy name in all we think, do, and say. Almighty God, we pray thee, bless our land and all its people. This all we pray in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Affirmation. I solemnly affirm that I will be faithful to the Republic of Namibia and its people, and I solemnly promise to uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of the Republic of Namibia to the best of my ability. Announcements. I would like to acknowledge the presence of members of the Parliament of Uganda. The 15 members delegation are led by Honorable Joel Senyonyi, and they are on a benchmarking visit to Namibia from the 15th to the 22nd of February 2026. Honorable members, you are welcome. They are up there in the Parliament. Honorable members, yes, I would like to share the following information from the SWAPO party in regard to the movement of its representatives to different committees of Parliament. Honorable Modestus Amtse served on the committees on Constitutional Legal Affairs and Petitions, Natural Resources, Public Accounts, and Committee on Standing Rules, Orders, and Internal Arrangements. By virtue of him having assumed an executive position, he ceases to be a member of these committees. Honorable Natangwe Ifete is now replacing Honorable Amtse on the Committee on Constitutional, Legal Affairs, and Petitions, as well as the Committee on Standing Rules, Orders, and Internal Arrangements. Honorable Sharonese Bush will now replace Honorable Amtse on the Committee on Public Accounts. Honorable Feni Tuchavi will now replace Honorable Amtse on the Committee on Natural Resources. Furthermore, Honorable Pohamba Shifeta is withdrawn from the Committee on Poverty Eradication, Labor, and Social Welfare, and is replaced by Honorable Natangwe Ifete. Honorable Modestus Amtse is further replaced by Honorable Wahekwa Herunga at the PGA. Honorable Alpheus Naruseb is replacing Honorable Wahekwa Herunga at Pan-African Parliament, PAP. Honorable Herunga is to serve the Interparliamentary Union, to be part of that delegation. I congratulate the honorable members on their appointments and encourage all of them to carry out their functions and duties with efficiency, effectiveness, professionalism, and diligence. Thank you. But, action. What does that mean? Yes, 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 indeed. That's the name. Yes, that's the correct name. Yes. Honorable members, I have also been informed that the following honorable members have been nominated to the following parliamentary friendship groups. On China, Namibia, Honorable Nico Somaip and Honorable Bishop Festus Thomas. To the UK, Namibia group, Honorable Nico Somaip and Honorable Vetaruhe Kandorodu. Germany, Namibia, Honorable Nico Somaip and Honorable Bishop Festus Thomas. Cuba, Namibia, Honorable Matthias Mbundu and Honorable Bishop Festus Thomas. Morocco, Namibia, Honorable Bishop Festus Thomas and Honorable Longinus Ipumbu. Brazil, Namibia, Honorable Matthias Mbundu. Indonesia, Namibia, Honorable Bishop Festus Thomas. Russia, Namibia, Honorable Bishop Festus Thomas. Algeria, Namibia, Honorable Bishop Festus Thomas. I now declare the aforementioned honorable members as duly nominated to the said parliamentary friendship groups. Yes, Honorable Ampanda.
Yeah, I don't want to prolong that debate, but there must have been some technical glitch somewhere in the communication. So, are we going to deal with it elsewhere? Because my understanding is that the communication was very clear and that process was smooth. They say you are limited to 3. So, but maybe we'll handle it elsewhere. I don't want us to, yeah.
No, thank you very much. Are requested to please check the list of their MPs who have indicated interest to be on the different groups so that we can make sure that they are not on more than what is agreed. Unless if we are going to revisit that arrangement. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Now, any messages from the head of state? Any petitions? Reports of standing or select committees? Other reports and papers? Notices of questions? Yes. Now, I think my computer is not properly set. I won't be able to see the list of names. Can I be assisted here, Secretariat?
Is it on? Doing this.
Yes. Honorable Mongo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, 26 February, I shall ask the Honorable Minister of Health, Social Services, Honorable Dr. Esperance Lubindao the following. According to media reports, your ministry recently spent approximately 55.8 million to procure new uniform for over 15,700 health workers, an estimated average of about 3.5 per uniform. While professional attire is important, public funds must always be justified against competing health priorities. I therefore ask the following question. Can you provide this House with a detailed breakdown of how the approximate 3.5 per uniform was calculated, including what items constitute a single uniform, and whether a value for money assessment was conducted? In light of continued reports of shortage of essential medicine, critical medical equipment, and clinical supplies and staff constraints in public health facilities, how do you justify prioritizing this expenditure at this critical time? Was this tender publicly advertised and subjected to an open and competitive bidding process? And if so, how many bids were received and by which companies? I so submit.
Very good.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 26th of February, I shall ask the Minister of Urban and Rural Development, Honorable James Sankwasa the following. According to reliable information in my possession, the Katima Mulilo Town Council has already spent over 1.26 million in legal fees related to the suspension of its chief executive officer, despite the full disciplinary hearing not yet having commenced. This expenditure allegedly pertains to preliminary legal processes. Between the 27th of December 2025 and the 6th of February this year, 5 expedited payments were disbursed to 2 law firms for handling the matter. One amounting to 862,921 and the other 399,000 Namibian dollars, totaling 1.261 million. In light of our obligation to administrative justice under Article 18 of the Namibian Constitution, which mandates that administrative bodies and officials act fairly, reasonably, and in compliance with the law, while aggrieved persons retain the right to seek redress, this pattern of counsel getting caught up in costly, protracted legal battles raises serious concern. Such entanglements, Honourable Speaker, not only deplete scarce public resources, but also paralyze essential development, effectively holding residents hostage to administrative gridlock rather than advancing their constitutional rights to a dignified living. One, Honourable Minister, given your office's resolute stance against the mismanagement of public funds, how do you view the stark disparity whereby Town Council swiftly disburses over 1.26 million in preliminary legal fees, yet consistently fails to deliver on long-standing promises of affordable land and housing to its residents? Two, what specific safeguards or interventions will your office institute to ensure that the pursuit of accountability does not inadvertently exacerbate delays in service delivery or impose disproportionate burdens on ordinary citizens who rely on these local authorities? I so submit, Honourable Speaker.
Table the questions, Honourable Member. Honourable Lucato.
Honourable Speaker, members of Parliament and the leaders of various political parties, good day and thank you for the platform. Today, Wednesday, 18 February 2026, I hereby give notice that on Wednesday, 25th February 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Justice and the Labour Relations, my good relative brother, Honourable Philemon Wise Emmanuel, the following questions. Honourable Minister, the fish route scandal is a high prime case in the High Court of Namibia, a well-known case globally and a secret to none. One of the most valuable resources in Namibia vanished as a result of this scandal, where many individuals were listed as a suspect and others arrested. It is observed that only few of the listed suspects stood trial in the fish route now. Therefore, Namibians want to know what happened to the rest of the suspects and why they were not apprehended. Namibians seek clarity on what happened to the rest. Are there no witness linked to their case? If not, clarity should be given in order to ensure their names are vindicated of any falsehood. Also related to the fish route case, as their names are now tainted as a result of the fish route case. I so submit, Honourable Speaker.
Table the questions, Honourable Member.
Honourable Ricardo.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on 26th of February 2026, I shall ask the Honourable Minister of Environment, Forests and Tourism the following questions in absentia. It is deeply alarming that the key tourism source markets such as Canada, Germany, and the United States have issued a travel advisory warning their citizens to exercise caution when visiting Namibia due to crime and tourist safety concerns. This is not a minor embarrassment. It is a vote of no confidence in the ability of the Minister of Environment, Forest and Tourism to protect one of Namibia's most critical economic sectors. Tourism is the backbone of our economy, contributing significantly to GDP, employment and foreign exchange. Yet, under the Minister's leadership, Namibia is increasingly being branded internationally as an unsafe destination. What makes this even more concerning is that the Minister herself declared law enforcement and crime prevention as a strategic priority in 2025-2026 financial budget. Despite this, there has been no visible improvement. Instead, it is the police, not the ministry, who have stepped in to establish a tourist protection unit. I therefore put the following questions to the Honorable Minister. Does the Minister accept that her ministry's failure to ensure tourist safety has directly contributed to Canada, Germany, and the United States classifying Namibia as a high-risk destination? Given that tourism contributes significantly to Namibia's GDP, what is the ministry's plan to prevent further erosion of tourism revenue by these perceptions? What exactly has this ministry been doing with its budgeted funds for tourism protection? What specific actions has the ministry taken since these warnings to directly address the safety gaps, and how does the minister measure progress? Lastly, why did the minister declare law enforcement and crime prevention as strategic priorities in the budget, yet
Yes. Thank you. Honorable Member, you may table your questions. The time is up. You almost made it. You were just long with the 3 seconds. Honorable Mbundu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 26th of February 2026, I shall ask the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Elijah Chitunga Ngulare, the following. It has been a recurring pattern within the state-owned enterprises that Chief Executive Officer and senior executives are placed on suspension for prolonged period, sometimes exceeding 2 years, while continuing to receive full remuneration and benefits. During the same period, acting executives are appointed and compensate the performance, to perform the same functions. While suspension is legitimate governance tool pending investigation or disciplinary process extended, suspension arise serious concern regarding financial prudence, institutional stability, and public confidence in the management of state-owned enterprises. Such prolonged process may result in double salary expenditure, increased legal costs, strategic parallels within entity, governance uncertainty, reputational damage to public sector. Question: what measure has the government put in place to ensure that suspension of CEOs and senior executives in state-owned enterprises are concluded within a reasonable and legal defined time frame? Question 2, does the government intend to introduce statutory time limits or procedural reforms to prevent prolonged suspension that may negatively affect public finance and institutional performance? Question 3, has the Prime Minister's office conducted assessment of financial costs?
Honorable Member, time is up.
Suspension across public enterprises. Question 4,
Honorable.
what policy reform are being considered to ensure that disciplinary process is sustained as efficient, fair, and cost-effective?
Thank you. Yeah. Honorable members, let's try to make our introductions short so that we can fit the questions within the 3 minutes. Honorable, oh, okay, oral question. Okay, Honorable Venani's question is also oral. Honorable Mbinge, oral. Okay, Honorable Venani.
Honorable Speaker,
I crave for your indulgence to ask an urgent oral question under Rule 136 while welcoming our brothers and sisters from Uganda.
Can I have the gist?
The gist of the question is a question to the Minister of Works, Transport. It's no longer communication. Works, Transport, and taxis and all those matters. And reflectors. The Honorable Leiko Wanekundi. Honorable Leiko, to give you a footnote to the Speaker, is that I am a believer of institutions. I believe in institutions, systems and processes.
The gist?
The gist of the question is that, having been aware that I have been the leader of opposition for more than 10 years, context, and I received a benefit of a vehicle 2.5 years, realizing that it is already 1 year ago that the new leader of the official opposition has assumed office. Why are you withholding his vehicle? As a matter of issue, all of you are VIPs, you have government vehicles. He doesn't have his vehicle. Up to now, you are doing what you need to be. You are playing politics with institutions. We have created, may the soul of the President Hagegaigo rest in peace. We have negotiated this thing to have a system in place, yet government is failing to deliver. I want to put it to you, Mr. Minister of Works. When is the leader of the official opposition going to be accorded the benefits that he deserves in the country?
Now, Honorable
You
Venani.
just want to do the same that
Honorable
you play
Venani.
politics with everything. Yeah. Tomorrow he will be the leader of opposition for Swapa. He will be the next leader of opposition. He's the next leader of Swapa opposition. Wait.
Honorable Venani. Now, if Honorable Nekundi decides not to answer that question, I'm not going to require him to answer because wait.
He must answer. That's the politics you play. Everything is politics in this country. Then they will lie, I have a black Mercedes, what?
Wait, honorable members, the presiding officer will be heard in silence. So I was saying to the honorable members, if Honorable Venani wishes the minister to respond to him, if he wishes the presiding officer to require the minister to answer, then he should also heed the ruling of the presiding officer. So you could have just asked your question without all of that other stuff that you said, which was unprecedented. No, it was not needed. Honorable. Now, Honorable Nekundi, can you answer? Please, we should not come up with all those long stories. Remember, it's 16 minutes to go for urgent oral questions.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I will not bother with that. He's my younger brother. I taught him many things in life. Honorable Speaker, be assured to the member that the institutions and systems of the government remains intact. And as long as SWAPO deploys its capable ministers as you see them here, it remains as it is. I am responsible for the sector, as you mentioned. Immediately after the honorable member have assumed the duty of a leader of opposition in this house, I have been making follow-ups. Just hold on before you say because I turn against you. As you are aware that there were a moratorium on buying of cars, you are very much aware. And during that time, cars were not bought. And that have encroached on the new administration. There were second-hand vehicles that were identified, which was given to all other leaders, ministers, including ministers, the speakers, and all others, including the president, were given second-hand cars. I was informed with the car registration numbers. 2 were offered. He refused. Second, he refused. I make a second follow-up last week about so they are now trying, that bench of the new cars are on its way. They were last week or so, they were think, few nautical miles away from the port. Once they arrive, it will be issued. But for the arrangement I tried to do, I was informed it was refused. I can give you the card register numbers tomorrow to tell you on this date this was offered, he refused. The second card was offered, he refused. That's what I have. The first one, the first one was the Prados. The first one was the Prados, he refused. The second was the Fortunas, he refused. So we are now waiting for the new arrivals of the new Prados on the 0 kilometers. So that's the moment it will be arriving. That's what I was informed. That's what I have informed after I made inquiries with the people responsible for the fleet. But I take accountability to this moment. Thank you very much. Yes,
honorable. No. The next one, Honorable Bifikwa. Honorable Bifikwa. 2 minutes to go.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to pose an oral urgent question to the Minister of Education. The gist is the utilization of office spaces.
Okay, please proceed.
All right. Honorable Speaker, as per recent media news, where I have learned that the Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture has committed to make a payment towards rental to an unoccupied office spaces that was intended for the Ministry of Education. So the Ministry of Education has now entered into an agreement to pay 1.1 million towards an unoccupied space to date.
Do you hear that?
So for the past 25 months, it has been paying that.
25?
And I therefore want to ask, because the ministry is now trapped in that agreement, it cannot exit the agreement. It has been paying without occupying, but is now therefore trapped in that agreement. I therefore ask the following question. Has the Ministry of Education sought the opinion of the Attorney General to at least advise before they enter into this, I can call it cul-de-sac agreement, that they cannot pull back without penalties?
Very costly.
And why are we paying so much for an unutilized building? This money could be used for something else, to buy books, to fix our educational infrastructures that are dilapidated. And what is the action being taken against those who have authorized this agreement that is keeping now the public fund hostage? I so submit, Honorable Speaker.
Am I clear? Yes. Thank you, Honourable Member, for the question. First and foremost, I wish to state that all government assets resort under the Ministry of Works and Transport. No. The matter is indeed receiving our attention. It is a legacy issue. It's not a Ministry of Education. It is a legacy. We are 3 ministries merged, but it is receiving our attention. Also, there's a lot of information that is regrettably not known to the public, and we intend also to provide much more information in that regard. But legal opinion, as you rightly said, I think you are quite well informed, is also being sought, and we work very closely with other key officers, including the Ministry of Transport, on that matter. It is not as straightforward as it seems. So it's a rather complex issue, and we are working on that. When the time comes, we will provide you with the correct information. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Mbingen.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to pose an oral urgent question to the Right Honorable Prime Minister. Right, Honorable Prime Minister, the question is yours. I hope you are listening. Honorable Prime Minister, the question is yours. I hope you are listening. President Honorable Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, in her State of Nation address last year, indicated that increasing the old age pension grant can only be done within the 2025-2026 midterm review. And now, as we are sitting now, we are waiting for the new budget. The Namibians wants to hear, will the government increase the old age pension grant in the new financial year as promised? And if so, with how much is it going to be increased, and what will be the date of effect be?
Yes, honorable members, honorable members. Can I have your attention, please? First, I want to find out, is that 17 minutes left on the Secretariat? What is the time available for agent oral questions? Yeah, because it keeps changing. But what I want to say, honorable members, is this. I don't want to stifle questions. I don't want to stop members from asking agent oral questions. But as I was saying yesterday, the questions that are being put orally are important, but they are not ones that cannot be put in writing. So now, Honorable Binge Sheundo, I understand that you have your question actually written there. Is that so? No? Yeah. Now I have the following challenge with your question, Honorable Member. Now, your question is asking about whether the budget is going to cater for a certain expenditure. Yeah? And the budget is going to be tabled by the Minister of Finance in a short while. Yeah, so it is either the Honorable Member must just put their question in writing, and if the Prime Minister has that information, would respond, or we would let the Minister of Finance give an indication. Yeah, it's a very important question, I say, but really there is no reason why it cannot be put down in writing. And the next one is Honorable Thomas.
Honorable members, good afternoon. I'm not reading anyway. I'm just talking with my mouth. I just want to put this urgent oral question to Honorable Nekundi. Good morning, my brother. Yes. Yes. There are complaints in public that even foreigners are occupying government houses in town. Are you aware about that, Honorable Minister? If you are not aware, Ondangwa is one of them. Truck drivers from other country to other countries, from other country to Namibia, are sleeping in the government houses, while people who are working for the government are sleeping in sacks. One, I understand that they are paid. They are paid.
Point of order, Honorable Thomas. Point of order.
Each and every month.
Honorable.
To other, but who are?
Point of order, please. Yes. Yeah. Honorable Ampanda.
Something is happening here with this institution that we defend so much. Now, what's happening? 15 minutes, 2 minutes, it keeps fluctuating.
Yeah, no, I noted that the clock is a problem. I have drawn their attention to it.
Okay, so can I volunteer on my phone just to take it? Because this thing is...
Thank you for the offer, but they are sorting it out. But it's a point. Okay. The clock must be set properly. Yes, Honorable Thomas.
Truck drivers of these business people, they are paying these accommodations. To whom are they paying this accommodation? Who is receiving this money? And where is this money going? Are they caters for the government send it to the government, or what is going on with the municipalities? Thank you.
Very important question, but the question truly should just be put in writing. That question must be put in writing. It's an important one. We all want to hear the answer, and the public want to hear the answer, and the Hansard must have the correct information. Honorable Karonda.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. It's a question to the Prime Minister. The Namib Mills employees have been on strike now for 5 weeks, I think. And you know that Namib Mills employees.
Namib Mills.
Call the Prime Minister to order, Honorable Speaker. These workers have been on strike for about 5 weeks. And you know the principle that applies is that no work, no pay. These people are likely to face a situation in which they will not be able to afford their rental fees or any other expenditure, for that matter, since the strike started. So what is exactly government's position vis-a-vis this industrial action? Thank you.
Honorable Member, to whom is that question directed? To the Prime Minister?
Yes.
Namib Mills is a private company.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, no, then that question ought to have been directed to the line minister, responsible for labor. And
is he not briefed during cabinet meetings? You don't have cabinet meetings?
Honorable Member.
Is the matter not featured?
Yeah, no, honorable members. You see, these issues are very, very important, and I'm happy that we are raising
an agent.
But the rule is saying all the questions must be notified in writing. Yeah, it must be notified in writing. Now we have very, very important issues being queried orally. Yeah, and the line minister is the Minister of Labor. The rules say the questions must be put to the minister responsible. So honorable member, please put your important question in writing to the Minister of Labor. Now, honorable...
Speaker, the question...
So he's correct that it's
yes,
recycled.
But in any case, I'm hoping the Prime Minister will respond. But there's someone who died in Chivarongo, at the hospital of Chivarongo, to the Minister of Health, as a result of negligence. Is the Minister aware of this, and what are the steps being taken?
So now that's an important question. I would allow it only because it's about somebody's death, but the honorable member did not even get up procedurally. So, I did not give the honorable member the floor, but I'm going to overlook that because that is not like him. He doesn't do that all the time. Maybe it's because of the nature of the issue, so I'll ask the minister to respond. I am merciful.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Member, for the question. I will give an answer. Before I give that answer, I just want to point out a correction. It is important that we obtain all the necessary facts before we make conclusions. The Honorable Member in his question stated that it is due to negligence. If the Honorable Member has substantiating evidence, reports from the healthcare facility, together with date stamps that can prove that it was a result of negligence, if the Honorable Member can please provide that, that will help in the investigation that we are currently conducting. With that said, we did publish on the 17th of February officially. The Honorable Member might have missed it, and so for the sake of the Honorable Member and others that might have missed it, investigation into alleged medical negligence at Otjiwarongo District Hospital. Mind you, I was in the region, visited the hospital, and went personally to find out what exactly happened, to gather reports and start the investigation. So I was in the region on Monday. The Ministry of Health and Social Services has taken note of the public demonstration held by the community of Otjiwarongo regarding the tragic passing of unfortunately, the deceased. The Ministry has also received inquiries from various media houses concerning allegations of medical negligence surrounding this case. The Ministry wishes to express its sincere condolences, which we do, to the bereaved family, the friends, and the entire Otjiwarongo community during this difficult time. The loss of a young life is a tragedy that affects every single one of us. And Honorable Member, this tragedy is one that we take note of. and we do share in the sorrow. We acknowledge the pain and the frustration expressed by the bereaved family as well as the community members, and I want to highlight that. And that is why, upon hearing this news, immediately I was dispatched to go to the region to handle the matter and to commence investigations urgently. The ministry takes allegations of medical negligence and procedural failure very seriously, and in response to the concerns raised by the family and the community members, the ministry has immediately, and we launched an investigation, a comprehensive investigation into the clinical management as well as the circumstances surrounding the deceased's death. While we understand the community's desire for immediate answers, we must ensure that due process is followed to arrive at an accurate conclusion, which I'm sure we all want. We wish to assure the public that should the investigation find any evidence of negligence, deviation from clinical protocols, or any administrative failure, the appropriate remedial and disciplinary actions will be taken to ensure accountability. Now, we are committed to transparency, and we will ensure to communicate the findings and the way forward once the process is concluded. Thank you.
Honorable Hengari?
He doesn't have a follow-up.
He didn't ask for a follow-up question. Yeah, okay, Honorable.
He was asking for a follow-up. I'm coming. I'm on the way.
Time is. You see. Now, what is the fact? So, I am not able to follow.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Minister. You seem to be saying that you have launched an investigation into this matter, but are there no preliminary issues that you may have found seeing that you were there? Because it is common cause. There's no dispute to the fact that some of your employees at the hospital were seen taking selfies, chewing gum, and doing things on TikTok and so on. These are facts. Now, of course, I like the challenge that you say I must bring facts forward or anything that will help substantiate this matter. That I will do in due course. But what are your preliminary reactions to this?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Member, I will engage you on this matter, but rightfully so, if the Honorable Member is saying that it was stated that there were those that were on TikTok chewing gum, which is very specific, as you mentioned. Like I said before, if you have evidence thereof, it will help us in the case. We cannot use hearsay to say that nurses were busy chewing gum and were busy on TikTok while a patient was dying. This is not a house of hearsay. And so therefore, Honorable Member, if you have valid evidence while the investigation is ongoing, please bring that forth. The video of the nurse chewing gum, please bring that forth, and we will handle that accordingly. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Honorable.
TikTok and gum.
Yes, Honorable members, the time extension is given when a member is on the floor. And a member, Honorable, please take your seat. When a member is on the floor and their time is up, and we need to allow them to finish the point they are making, then the time is extended. But now there is no one on the floor and the 20 minutes are exhausted. So I'm not going to extend the time. We proceed to the next item. Notices of motions. Huh? Huh? Come again? Come again?
On Rule 85.
You want to ask a question?
No, it's a question.
No, I'm
No,
not
the
getting
device.
you. Unfortunately, I think your mic is not on.
Yes, on now. Speaker, it's cold in here. It's really cold.
Okay, okay.
Can you please
Honorable members, can Secretariat, they can regulate. Yeah.
You will die.
No, no, okay, please take your seat. Honorable members, you see, the challenge is, Honorable, we don't have to disrupt the proceedings because of that. We can regulate the temperature. When it's too cold, we put it down. When it's hot, then we put it on. We are many here. It's a struggle to satisfy everyone. Now, any notices of motions? Honorable Mbakera.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, noting with serious concern the growing challenge of learner discipline and the decline in acceptable behavior in some of our schools, and further noting how this undermines safe learning environments, academic performance, and authority of teachers, I hereby give notice that on Tuesday, 10th of March, 2026, I shall move that this House debates the growing decay of the moral fiber in certain school communities that threatens educational outcomes, social cohesion, and the future well-being of Namibia's youth, and to further explore adequate, structured, alternative disciplinary mechanisms and sufficient institutional support within our school system. This is against the backdrop of abolition of corporal punishment, which is consistent with the Namibian Constitution, Chapter 3, and the further protection of our children's dignity. So I submit.
Please table the motion. Use the mic again.
Thank you, Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Tuesday, the 4th of March, 2026, I shall move that this House discusses the right to strike, as well as the corresponding right of employers to lock out employees. The law as it stands allows the workers to embark on a strike after following an elaborate process, and when certified by the conciliator or arbitrator, and are issued with a certificate of an unresolved dispute, the workers acquire the legal basis on which to institute a strike. Even when certified and protected by law, the workers on strike fall prey to the no work, no pay principle. The same is true for when workers are locked out by the employers. I will therefore ask this Assembly that it debates this matter and appropriately refer it to the relevant standing committee for further scrutiny and action. I so move.
Yes, please table the motion, honorable member. Ministerial statements. According to the rules, honorable member, one gets one opportunity to give notice of a motion. So you can table that tomorrow, honorable member. Ministerial statement, none. Reports from the Committee of the Whole Assembly and consequential proceedings. Then orders of the day. The Secretary will read the first order of the day. When the Assembly adjourned on Tuesday 17th, The question before the Assembly was a motion by the Honorable Minister of Industries, Mines and Energy that the bill be read a second time. Any further discussions? Honorable Daniel.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members of this august House, I rise to support and to offer insight with regards to the Petroleum Exploration and Production Amendment Bill. It is very critical and important that this Petroleum Exploration and Production Bill should remain under the Presidency for the following reasons. Because the petroleum is a strategic national resource that directly affects national security, economic stability, and foreign relations. Such a critical sector requires oversight at the highest executive level to ensure coordinated and decisive leadership. As it has been indicated already by my fellow parliamentarians who are in support of this bill, that keeping it with the Presidency improves policy coordination, speeds up major investment decisions, and strengthens investors' confidence by providing clear and stable authority. It is also ensure direct political accountability, since the President is constitutionally mandated to protect national resources on behalf of the people of Namibia. This is not about centralizing power, just hear me, but about safeguarding national interest, ensuring efficiency, and providing strong leadership in managing resources that will shape the country's future. The Constitution already places executive authorities, not the authority that he is claiming. The Constitution already places executive authority in the office of the President.
Yes, it's true.
Okay, under Article 30, the President is established as both the head of state and head of government. This means the highest executive responsible for governing Namibia rests in this office. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, Article 30 again in addition further gives the President the power to direct and coordinate the work of government, appoint ministers and oversee functions, represent Namibia internationally, negotiate, conclude agreements, ensure that laws are implemented and national interests are protected.
Point of order, Honorable.
Master,
yes, please. They take a look for a while.
Honorable Minister Daniel, my dear sister, because you are a minister, I want to ask you these two questions. Because posterity will ask you these questions. If the argument, question one, for the sake of debate and clarity, because we want our country to move.
The honorable member can just pose the questions, please. This is a point of order. Honorable.
Madam Minister, yes, it's your time.
Yes, it's our time, you know. Yeah.
Madam Minister, if the argument that you are propelling is correct, saying that the President is the only personality...
Okay, honorable member, now please, if you are going to argue what the member is saying, You have to ask for the floor to
I'm
speak.
asking a
Point of
question.
order, only seek clarity or to correct
I'm
a
asking a
breach.
question.
No, you cannot
You
interrupt.
can't say I cannot ask a question, Speaker. You are out of order. Speaker, you know I must ask a question.
I know, Honorable Member.
Okay. Madam
No,
Minister.
please, Honorable Member.
You are saying the president is the only individual, only office that should be trusted with managing the resources, strategic resources of the country. The president is sitting with the report of August 26th.
Honorable Member,
I must give context. This is the house of politics. Madam Speaker, this is the house of politics. You can't just lecture us on things that are not true, and when we are asking you questions, and by the way, I like what you say.
Take your seat,
On
Honorable
that side is PhDs and masters.
Honorable
And I like it. We must all fight to be where you are. But when you have a master's and a PhD and making those arguments, we have a problem.
Honorable Member,
We have a problem. We must also level up the debate.
you are out of order. Now the Honorable Member can continue, please. No, he didn't say, she didn't say anything. It's a point of what?
Hopefully when you listen, that will be answered.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
You
petroleum
can't make
exploration
mention, he
and
has not said
production
anything.
involves all these functions that I mentioned. Oil and gas projects
point of
requires,
order,
just
Honorable
listen to
Member.
me now. International negotiation.
Point of order again, Honorable Indileni. Yes.
Speaker, I'm listening attentively and taking notes of the contribution. And the minister argued in his speech very clearly that Article 30 of the Namibian Constitution gives the president power and mandate to give direction. Article 30 of the Namibian Constitution deals with the oath of office. There was, however, maybe for a benefit of doubt, there was an amendment to that article in terms of the third amendment. Maybe we can look there and see maybe there's refuge for the minister. But it's also not helping her. The amendment does not give the president power to give direction. I think that the minister is referring to a different article, so we must help each other. So I'm really just raising, Speaker, to say it is not correct that Article 30 of the Namibian Constitution is what gives the president the power to direct. So, Minister, you stand corrected. And I think you are talking about a different article. Because knowing you, you know the details. There must be another article.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, can we please, Honorable Minister, can you please proceed? That was a point of order. We leave it to you to deal with it.
Okay. Petroleum exploration and production involves all these functions that I mentioned. Oil and gas projects requires now international negotiation with multinational companies, coordination between ministries and finance, environment, energy and justice, strategic economic planning and protection of national resources.
Not allowed.
Therefore,
we should allow the member to continue, really.
Therefore, placing petroleum oversight under the president is not unconstitutional or unusual. It is consistent with Article 32 and Article 30, which already vest executive authority and coordination power in the president. In other words, the amendment bill does not, just listen to me.
No, honorable members, can we allow her to finish, please? No, we can dispute what she's saying. We ask for the floor and we contradict what she's saying, but let's allow her to have her say.
You can't police that.
I
know, I
protect
get you,
me,
but
yes,
you can't police that.
Please, just go ahead. Go ahead. No, honorable member.
We get it.
Proceed, honorable member. Just proceed.
Minister.
Just proceed.
Just keep speaking.
Proceed.
Then my minister just take over.
Go ahead, honorable member. Can you please proceed with your statement? Yeah, no, let's allow the honorable member. Just continue.
I respect you when you have your thoughts. Please allow me to finish. Even when what you say is not correct, I do give you a chance. I do not disrupt you. Let me finish.
Honorable member, please just continue with your statement.
Okay, in other words, just before I conclude, the amendment bill does not create new powers outside the Constitution. It is simply aligns strategic national sector with the office that already holds that executive power and responsible under the Constitution. She is given that mandate. That is why I strongly and wholeheartedly support the petroleum exploration bill. And before I want to add one thing, it doesn't mean when you have the power, she will be busy with the administrative thing. She will not issue licenses. She will not do that. Understand from the
Honorable member, the House will now rise for 15 minutes. Break. Okay, let's be seated. Now, I now call on Honorable Abraham Tuliki.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I rise to contribute to the motion as tabled by Honorable Minister Modestus Anse and to express my firm support for the Petroleum Exploration and Production Amendment Bill before this Honorable House. Honorable Speaker, this bill must be understood within the context of the transfer of certain powers from the Minister of Industries, Mines and Energy to a unity within the Office of Director General under the supervision and control of the President. As this legislative arm of government, it is incumbent upon us to align the necessary legal frameworks to give effect to this policy position and to ensure a smooth and lawful transition. I am convinced that Her Excellency the President is guided by a clear and principled vision. The decision to transfer certain powers of the Office of the Director General is echoed in her desire to ensure maximum beneficiation of these strategic resources for the benefit of the Namibian people, both now and for generations to come. Section 3A of the bill requires the upstream petroleum unit to issue an annual public report on upstream petroleum activities. This report will provide Parliament with sector-wide information on licensing, compliance, operational, performance, and regulatory activities, thereby strengthening transparency, accountability, and informed legislative oversight. I'm confident in the transparent, accountable, and equitable leadership demonstrated by Her Excellency the President. I am assured that this transition will further empower the Presidency to effectively implement her vision on an inclusive and prosperous Namibian, one in which no Namibia is left behind. Continue. Honorable Speaker, the transfer of certain powers provided for in this bill is aimed at strengthening the capacity of the President to directly guide and manage the growth trajectory of our nation. This will enhance coordination, oversight, and strategic decision-making in a sector that is vital to Namibia's economic future. I therefore urge my fellow honorable members to support this very, very, very important bill. I so move.
Honorable Bundu. Yes, Honorable.
Strong girl.
It's my turn.
On a point of procedure.
Thank you very much. Right Honorable Speaker, I stand on the strength of Rule 92, Sub-Rule 5D. This is to seek clarification on a procedural matter. Speaker, I just want to understand when the member says, I so move
92,
Sub 5.
Sub 5.
D.
Okay.
Yes. So I want to understand whether when the member says I so move, has she moved a new bill? Or where are we in terms of this very important conversation that is happening on the floor of the House? Is she moving? Is she seconding? We really want to understand, Honorable Speaker.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. No, from what she said she took the floor to join those who had supported the bill. So she indicated. Yes. Now, Honorable Mbundu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Member, I rise to contribute on the bill. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, fellow Namibians, much has already been articulated regarding the transfer of power from the Minister to the President, including comparisons with Norway, Nigeria, Angola, and others. I will not rehearse those arguments. However, what stands before us today is not mere petroleum amendment. It's a reconfiguration of state power. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, as I reflect direct on the bill, the substitution of the words unquote and quote minister and unquote and quote president across critical sections of the principal act of sweeping and deliberate. This is not drafting convenience, is constitutional engineering. Licensing power are swept, policy direction is swept, regulatory supervision is swept, reality decision is swept, data control is swept, appointment and removals are swept, all into presidency. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, fellow Namibians, before one demolish institutional architecture, one must demonstrate that it's broken. What governance failure under the current act has been placed before this House is justified. This concentration of authority, has the Parliament been presented with a regulatory failure or corruption finding case by ministerial oversight, and an investor confidence collapse, and efficiency audit recommending centralization. If not, then this restructuring without diagnosis, the burden of proof lies with those proposing the shift. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, fellow Namibians, Section 63 is amended, empower the President to remit, make a refund or defer royalty after consultation with the Minister of Finance. Consultation is not occurrence. Consultation is not approval. Consultation does not equal constraint. In oil production and producing jurisdictions, royalty waivers and fiscal exemptions have often been corridor through, all billion disappears. This bill opens that corridor in Namibia where are the safeguard. We must also consider the implication of concentrating discretionary power in the President. The Constitution protects the President from arrest or prosecution while in office. The removal requires a two-thirds majority in Parliament. That means that vast power may be exercised with immediate accountability. The nation bear the cost, not the office holder. Structural safeguards are not optional. They are essential. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the unity is grant control over upstream petroleum data and maintenance of national repository. Let us not treat this lightly. Data is power. Data shapes negotiation. Data determines evaluation. Data influences public understanding of national wealth. When licensing, data control, regulatory, enforcement, and policy direction converge within the executive office, transparency becomes dependent on political will rather than institutional desire. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member, fellow Namibians.
Yes.
Law are made by
Honorable Member, I'll give you 1 minute to round up. I'll give you 1 minute to round up. Your time is up. Huh? So what happened? It was never 15.
It was never 15. No, I know my speech
Okay,
is
very good.
12 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, how much? No, you don't have up to that much time. Okay, continue, Honorable Member.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, fellow Namibians. Laws are made for the future president, not the one in office today. This bill may be defended on trust in the current president, but we are comfortable placing this kind of discretion in the hands of any future president, regardless of character or competence. This is not about personality, it's about institutional risk. There is no independent governing body, no parliamentary
Point of order,
confirmation
Honorable Mbundu.
process.
Point of order. Yes.
I'm struggling to comprehend. I'm trying to follow the debate, Speaker, but I'm trying to, I don't know how to put it. I'm trying to understand what the honorable member is trying to say. Maybe, where are we, Speaker? What is the member saying? If maybe or maybe can, summary or I don't know, Speaker. I'm trying to understand.
Thank you. Honorable Member, you may continue. Honorable Chair want to understand what you are saying. Honorable Chair, please follow closely.
Thank you very much.
No. Allow him to finish, please.
Thank you very much. So there is no independent governance body, there is no parliamentary confirmation process, no statutory tenure protection. This is not a regulatory independence, it's a political concentration codified and into law. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member, fellow Namibians, institutions like NAMCOL and Fischroth Saga were not born in darkness. They were emerged from governance structure that failed the efficient, insulated power from politics. Now we are asked to construct more power structure with greater discretion, located even closer to the political center. We are learning from history or institutionalizing its reputation. If we intend to strong leadership in the petroleum sector, this House would intend codify structured collaboration. The President, the Minister of Mines, and the Minister of Finance meeting regularly to oversee policy direction, licensing, and fiscal matters. Such as framework will ensure coordination and accountability without unilateral control. Honorable Speaker.
Point of what? Honorable Member.
Honorable Speaker, it's a point of privilege. Can the Honorable Member next time, the person who writes your statement must must make sure the road words that we pronounce. Thank you very much.
Now that one is out of order. Honorable Gudu, you may continue.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member, fellow Namibians. So you might just put on your heads and listen. This bill weakens Cabinet's collective responsibility sideline Parliament by reducing oversight to after the effect reporting and restructure economic sovereignty around one office. This is not an administrative reform. It's a constitutional governance shift. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member, fellow Namibians, the resources case is not my oil has centralized power, restored institution, expanded patronage, network, and weakened democratic accountability in many states. Oil does not only generate revenue. Oil shapes political system. Concentrating oil governance at the political apex lies the foundation for pre-Pedro presidency. Namibia should strengthen institutions, not personalize them.
Point of order.
We should establish an independent.
Point of order, Honorable Member. Yes, Honorable Werikwa, what is the point of order you are making?
Very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise in the spirit of the point of privilege in protection of my integrity and my psychological well-being. I would like to put it to this House that, Honorable Speaker, let's ensure that the members proofread the reports, their speeches, as of how they are given to them, so that they ensure that indeed they do understand the terminologies, because we have lost space of following the Honorable Member.
Honorable.
So, Honorable Speaker, for the sake of my sanity, really, that's a good brother of mine. I'm trying to follow because he's making fundamental points. But in terms of semantics, I don't know what he's trying to say. In the end, I'm lost in space.
Honorable Member. Honorable, can you continue, please?
Continue. So now I will continue.
Okay, let's allow the Honorable Member to
finish. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. So Namibia should strengthen institutions, not personalize them. We should establish an independent petroleum regulatory authority, accountable for Parliament, clear separation between policy making, regulation, and commercial participations. Transparency, competitive licensing process, Parliament ratification of major petroleum contract, role-based fiscal waivers, not discretionary ones. A full operational sovereign wealth fund before first production, radical transparency of petroleum contract and national data. That is how jumble systems are built. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, fellow Namibia, this is not an attack on development. It's a defense of constitutionalism, institutional integrity, and the future generation who will live with this system we are designing today. Honorable Speaker, honorable member, fellow Namibians, as a member elected as a representative of the Republican Party of Namibia, under Article 17 of the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia, and having sworn to uphold it, I cannot support this bill and concentrate sovereignty and power to extend in the political office. I call upon the Namibian people to scrutinize this bill carefully and demand either its rejection or substantial reconsideration, even if necessary through a national referendum. And I conclude by this: if the President assents this bill its current form, history will not entertain the comfort of quote and unquote, my hands are clean. Power centralized is power owned. Power centralized is power owned, and power owned is power accountable. Leader are not escaped the consequences of a restructuring decision by relying on good intention. Advice come and go. President remain accountable to the Constitution, to the people, and to the history. Namibia stands to constitutional crossroads. We can entrench we can entrench strong institution, or we can entrench concentration discretion. I hope not a governance framework. That's why I'm opposing this bill. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member, fellow Namibians, I so submit.
Honorable Ipumbu. Honorable Ipumbu. Yes.
Yeah, thanks very much, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members. I know this time around, Honorable Nekundi, Honorable Chair will be sitting there clapping hands, as I'll also join in contributing on behalf of the revolutionary organization, political party, Namibia Economic Freedom Fighters. The Namibia Economic Freedom Fighters welcomes and gives its full, unapologetic and revolutionary support to this petroleum exploration and production amendment bill currently tabled before the Parliament of Namibia. This bill represents a decisive step towards reclaiming Namibia's petroleum wealth from the historic grip of foreign control and placing it firmly under the sovereign authority of Namibian state. For decades, Africa's natural resources have been looted under the supervision of weak legislative frameworks designed to serve colonial and imperial economic interests. Namibia must not repeat this tragic history. The discovery of petroleum must not become a case that enriches foreign corporations while leaving our people landless, jobless, and poor. It must instead become a revolutionary instrument for economic freedom, industrialization, and national dignity. The NEF family support the strengthening of executive authority in petroleum governance. The President represents the collective sovereign with all of the Namibian people. Therefore, vesting final approval authority in the presidency elevates petroleum governance. Honorable Kandorozu, just a minute. Vesting final approval authority in the presidency elevates petroleum governance from narrow bureaucratic control to a matter of national strategic importance and economic liberation. Petroleum is not an ordinary commodity. It is a strategic national asset that will determine Namibia's economic future for generations. Its control cannot be left vulnerable to administrative weakness, regulatory capture, or external influence. It must be protected and directed at the highest level of state authority to ensure it serves the people, not private profit. However, the NEF emphasizes a critical revolutionary condition. All petroleum approvals must originate from the Ministry of Mines and Energy, which must remain the primary technical and regulatory institution. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the ministry must conduct all evaluations, ensure compliance with national laws, and formally submit recommendation to President. The President must then exercise final approval as the constitutional defender of national interest. Honorable Ina, these conditions ensure that the presidency strengthens national sovereignty without collapsing institutional accountability.
Point of order, apparently. Which point is
I'm not allowing point of order. My speech is very sweet. Yes, please allow me space. I'm not allowing a point of order. Professor.
No, it's Honorable Hengari.
No, but I'm not allowing.
No.
I'm not allowing a point
It's
of
not up to you, Honorable Member. Yes,
Thank you very much, Honorable
Honorable Hengari, Honorable Ampanda, Honorable Hengari is the one with the floor.
You follow. I stand on the strength once again of Rule 92, Sub Rule 5D. In terms of the positioning of political parties on the political spectrum, Honorable Speaker, this is now in terms of ideology. But first, before I ask that question, I want to ask the Speaker of a procedure, clarity on procedure, that if that unfortunate day comes and we have to vote for this bill, will a list be published just so that history remembers? History remembers.
Speaker,
and
you
it's a proper record. Yes.
Was the any bill that
there must
people
be.
were...
There must be. Yes. Speaker, I'm standing on a point of clarity. I just want to understand.
Honorable Speaker, I've prepared my speech not to be interrupted.
She's making a point of... Yeah,
I'm seeking clarity, really.
Yes.
What point of order is that one?
Speaker,
can the Honorable Member just please continue?
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Prime Minister. Thank you. I just want, I wanted to find that clarity from the presiding officer. Of course, if you will indulge me, Honorable Speaker, this is really with due respect, that if that unfortunate day comes, that we have to vote for such a bill, that each political party and how they have voted, in fact, not political party, each member, their votes be reflected and printed, so that one day we'll tell their children and their grandchildren where they stood.
But is that really right? Because Speaker, no, Speaker.
Honorable members, I have to make a ruling.
Speaker.
I have to make a ruling.
No, that was directed to me.
No, not to you.
No,
not to you.
No, I'm not the speaker, but I'm the one that was presenting.
No,
colleagues, we must respect each
other.
other.
No, honorable member, take a seat.
The moment you say, a list must be published so that even our children we must know.
No, honorable member, just sit down. Let me make a ruling.
No, but I feel
you have the floor.
Not right.
You are coming to continue with your statement.
Not right. Not right at all.
Honorable members, you see, we conduct the business of this house in accordance with the rules. A person can rise on a point of order. They can say something you don't agree with. The presiding officer will make a ruling, and the presiding officer will explain that ruling. And the ruling that I want to make in this regard is to say there is a standard procedure for putting matters to a vote. Yeah? We don't decide on ad hoc basis how we are going to conduct the vote on this bill or on the other one. And therefore that procedure is going to be followed in this case if the matter comes to a vote. So I have answered that question. So now the honorable member may continue, and because I can't hear 2 points of order at the same time. So let him continue. If the honorable Ampanda wants to rise on a point of order, then he can rise at that point. Yes. Honorable Ipumbo.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Mongo. Each one you have your own time to seek the floor from. Yeah, I know there will be a point of order from Professor.
Point of
so
order.
Why should I start?
Honorable Ampanda.
Yeah.
It can be solved in Parliament.
Yeah. Well, I must say that again, I'm taking notes, and I respect every member, including the member on the floor. There is just a material problem, Mr. Speaker. When the member started speaking, he spoke very clearly that he supports unequivocally the bill. Okay? No, there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, then the member proceeded to say, the member then proceeded to say that
Are we now debating my contribution? Speaker?
Honorable members, yeah.
So, okay, on one hand, there's an unequivocal support of the bill. So in other words, so there's an unequivocal support of the bill. Then the member said that the application and the regulation should come from the Ministry of Mines and Energy. In fact, close.
But I'm proposing.
I'm speaking that material. Clause 2A, Speaker of the bill, and the member is being disturbed.
Yes, Honorable. It's okay, just continue.
Yes. So clause 2A of the bill specified clearly what are the objects of the unit. Is to regulate, manage, coordinate petroleum affairs, including to grant and issue licenses. So there are contradictions in terms. You cannot support it unequivocally at the same time. That you are proposing that the licenses must be saved.
Okay,
either you support it, you can't say I support it unequivocally, but then the unit also says otherwise. So I mean, this is a material issue. Just check the objects of the unit. So let me say I support it, but the licenses must come from it.
That's my proposal. Yes, that's my proposal.
Yeah. So the member can...
Okay. You have made your point, Honorable Member. Honorable Member. Okay. You have made your point. No. Honorable Member. Honorable Member, that point is out of order because you are just... Can I be heard? Yeah. The honorable member is out of order because he's simply just differing with the member in the way... No. Honorable members, I listen to all of you. I want you to hear me out. Yeah. The honorable member is offering a critique of what the member... Yes, that's what happened. Yes, that's my interpretation. The ruling says the presiding officer would make a ruling. Yeah? And her ruling cannot be debated. It can only be explained. So we are not going to have a debate on it. So what I'm saying is that a person cannot get up and say what Honorable Ampanda said under point of order. Yeah. But the honorable member can take the floor and then say what he said, because that's debating the issue. So let's continue, honorable member.
Professor. Yeah, thanks very much, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. Let me continue with what I've thoroughly prepared to present to this House and indeed to the Namibian nation. The ministry must conduct all evaluations. This is really torturing.
No. Take your seat, Honorable Kandroni.
Yeah, this is really torturing. Members have their own chances of contributing, and I cannot allow...
Honorable members, please continue.
I cannot allow my
speech to be... You are not the one to give the floor, just continue.
Yeah. Honorable Speaker, my time, please.
Please just
for
continue.
12 minutes.
So, continue.
The ministry must conduct all evaluations, ensure compliance with national laws, and formally submit recommendation to the President. The President must then exercise final approval as the constitutional defender of the national interest. This condition ensures that the Presidency strengthens national sovereignty without collapsing institutional accountability. It prevents corruption.
Okay, honorable members, you see, in terms, let me read this rule, that the presiding officer may decide not to allow a point of order if, in the view of the presiding officer, the point of order is disrupting the procedure of the House. No, too many point of orders when this member was speaking. Allow the member to finish, Honorable Kandrodo. Please.
Thanks, Honorable Speaker, for protecting me and my thinking. It prevents corruption, protects professional governance, and ensures that petroleum decisions are grounded in technical competence while finalized in political authority representing the people. Furthermore, the NEF calls for this bill to serve as the foundation for radical economic transformation. Petroleum wealth must directly benefit the Namibian people through majority state ownership and participation through National Petroleum Corporation of Namibia, NAMCO, job creation, and skills transfer for Namibia workers' investment in the national infrastructure, education and healthcare, establishment of a sovereign wealth fund for a future generation, protection against exploitation by foreign multinational corporations. Namibia must never become a spectator in the extraction of its own resources. We must become the owners, controllers, and beneficiaries of our petroleum wealth. The NEF views this amendment bill as a revolutionary instrument that strengthens the hands of the Namibian state in the struggle for economic freedom. Political independence without economic control is meaningless. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, this bill moves Namibia closer to completing the unfinished struggle for the liberation. We therefore,
This is gross misrepresentation.
Honorable Speaker, I need to be protected. I'm here representing the masses that have voted me. The radical masses.
Honorable member, you are defended. Just continue with your statement. You are protected.
Yeah. Yes. Honorable Karonda, I want you to listen as I'm concluding. As I'm concluding, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, this bill moves Namibia closer to completing the unfinished struggle for the liberation. We therefore Honorable Speaker, you see,
Honorable Karanda, sit down. Please continue, honorable member.
And I think it's very insulting.
Proceed, please. Just proceed with your statement.
Okay, we therefore call upon progressive members of parliament. You must listen to this one. You must listen to this one, honorable members. We must listen. We must listen. We therefore call upon progressive members of parliament to support this bill and ensure that petroleum governance becomes a tool of national empowerment, not foreign enrichment. The time has come for Namibia oil. The time has come for Namibia oil to save the people of Namibia. Victory to economic freedom. Victory to restore sovereignty. Forward to total economic emancipation. I so submit.
When we applaud, it's very good, but please, it should not go on for a whole minute. Yeah, because we have to spare time to give others the opportunity to speak.
Honorable members and the Namibian nation. Honorable Speaker, I was once a temporary teacher in 1985. In 1985, with a salary of 280 Namibian dollars per month. So this reflects that time I was teaching grade 1. And I think many from that year, when you are teaching grade 1, something is in that class of grade 1. Sometimes it's not commendable to happen. So, Honorable Speaker, the upstream petroleum unit, a specialized regulatory body established in the presidency to manage, regulate, and oversee the oil and gas sector, derives its constitutional mandate from Article 32 of the Namibian Constitution. However, the current arrangement contains alleged risks of abuse of power, self-interest, and the creation of private fiefdom of control in the long run. This move is likely to undermine the will of the electorate. The move is not sustainable because the head of state is administratively and legislatively not accountable to Parliament. Parliament may summon the minister and not the president. To account for any omission resulting from professionally incompetency where such may arise. The head of state should consider collective input from the legislative organ, namely Parliament, before taking a firm position that may result in a situation equivalent or similar to an abuse of power. This further undermines the principles of democracy and good governance as prescribed by legislation and best practices. Such a move has the future potential of promoting retaliation among the legislature, executive, and even the judiciary as state organs. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the sitting Minister of Mines and Energy was duly appointed for a reason, and any perceived overruling in decision-making may be interpreted as being at the expense of the electorate. Furthermore, Honorable Speaker, the President should supervise, direct, and monitor where the need for intervention arises, but not be both a whistleblower and a player at the same time. There is a public outcry, and when the electorate cries, we must hear and listen to them. We must accommodate them and support them, because they are, Honorable Speaker, it's not very long. Am I protected?
Yes, please. I appeal to the
Because
members. The interjections are too many. The
the
rules are
electorate-
saying members must be heard in silence.
They are.
No. On your side also. Let's please hear him out.
The electorate are the witnesses of both the successes and shortcomings in all endeavors of this country and in the governance of our national resources, such as oil and gas. In the administration of this new industry, government should not promote power that capitalizes on opportunities associated with the office of the president and the alleged few connected individuals. This is not sustainable for future generations, nor for the legislature, executive, and judiciary as state organs and holders of public trust. It is an open-ended process, slow but sure, gradually accumulating power in the higher office of the ruling authority, capitalizing on available opportunities with the aim of advancing self-interest objectives. Honorable Speaker, honorable member, I'm about to conclude. Promoting personal preference in decision-making makes the electorate unhappy and they feel excluded despite the powers, duties, and responsibilities delegated, entrusted, and appointed for execution. The highest office should not doubt or question the integrity of the minister appointed to this noble task, nor take decisive action before properly assessing the situation. Alternatively, is it the view of the highest office that the executive and legislature organs are incapable of fair judgment in the performance and execution of their duties? The answer is clear. They are capable, and what is why they were elected. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the law is there and is very clear. However, the current situation is not yet conducive to accommodate the decision taken by the head of state at this stage, as it is not in the interest of the nation as a unitary state. I so submit.
Honorable Samukwa. Honorable Samukwa.
Such a move has a future potential.
They are taking my place now. But you are not the speaker. I can't ask between you.
Honorable
They don't
Habura,
want to listen
no.
to me.
You can't do that. Yeah.
Honorable Speaker.
Now you are past already, but you can't do that. Yes. No, it's okay,
Honorable Speaker.
because Honorable Sampa did take his seat, but the way they did it, it's not appropriate. Yeah, you may continue now, Honorable Sampa.
Honorable
Allow the
Speaker,
Honorable Member to...
I'm being intimidated before I speak.
Honorable Benani, allow the Honorable
Okay,
Member
Honorable
to...
Speaker, I rise to comment on the Petroleum Amendment Bill, a legislative imperative that aligns directly with Her Excellency the President's leadership philosophy, rooted in and underpinned by 5 principles, namely pragmatism, integrity, accountability, meritocracy, and inclusivity. This bill is not a power grab, but a necessary intervention to correct some of the already established systemic failures, fulfill long-standing national policy, and ensure that our petroleum resources become a true blessing for all Namibians, not a case of exploitation. Our nation's guiding lights on energy, the Energy White Paper of 2008 and the Energy Policy of 2017 are clear. They explicitly call for independent regulator. The current structure within the Ministry of Industries, Mines and Energy has failed to achieve this since independence, becoming mired in the very issues that we are talking about here, including operational inefficiencies that the Presidency and the Cabinet at large seeks to resolve by this bill. This bill is the realization of those policy resolutions. The Presidency's motivation is not enlargement for its own sake, but protection and nurturing. We have a nascent, sensitive sector that holds the key to our economic sovereignty that we need to take care of. The creation of dedicated petroleum unit under the President's oversight is a strategic measure to insulate this sector from historical bureaucratic failures and vested interests. The ministry will continue its technical and operational roles. The Presidency provides the unimpeachable.
Honorable Samukwa, there is a point of order. I just want to emphasize that, as I indicated, it must be to point out breaching of the proceedings or clarity, nothing else. Not for you to clarify, to get clarity.
Yeah. Does the President want to create...
Okay, now you are out of order already from the start.
Clarity from the system.
That kind of question is out of order. Take your seat, Honorable Member, please. Take your seat, Honorable.
I did not learn.
No, Honorable, you don't have to learn. Just take your seat, Honorable Member. Please, Honorable Samukwa.
The bill establishes clear legislated parameters for the unit's operation. The President's role is to set a governance framework capable of managing Namibia's transition from an exploration frontier to a significant petroleum producing nation.
Take your seat. No, not granted. Not granted. Take your seat, Honorable Member. Take your seat, Honorable Member. Take your seat. Honorable Samukwa, please continue. The interruptions are too much.
The President's role...
No. The member must be heard in silence.
The Presidency's role is to set a governance framework capable of managing Namibia's transition from an exploration frontier to a significant petroleum producing nation, prioritizing that this transition yields sustainable beneficiation for our communities, local workforce quotas,
and preferential procurement of local service providers across the value chain. This is not day-to-day interfering, but the establishment of an ironclad policy directive from the outset. Furthermore, reporting lines are clarified within the bill's framework. When we come to local content, the existing Act lacks a forceful value statement. This bill embeds it. If we can take a cue from the fishing industry, we saw resources being extracted and profits exported, with local communities left with crumbs. This bill is designed to prevent that history from repeating by mandating quotas and local content from the very beginning.
I am no longer granting points
under direct presidential oversight. We ensure that the oil and gas development builds local capacity, creates national wealth, and benefits communities in the whole country.
You are out of order, honorable member. Take your seat.
Continue, don't let him interrupt.
Continue, honorable member. The point of order is too much.
Honorable Speaker.
It's too much. It's too disruptive now.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes, proceed.
I've never interrupted anybody in this house, and I'm surprised now. If you don't like my speech, I've listened to your speeches, all of you. I didn't like them, but I listened. The personalization of this debate around individuals is unproductive. The issue is systemic. The current system within the ministry has demonstrated some vulnerabilities. This bill builds a new, more robust system. It's about creating structures that withstand any individual, ensuring that the national interest is institutionalized. In conclusion, this bill is an embodiment of proactive governance. It answers the call of our own energy policies for independent regulators. It learns from the painful lessons that we have learned in the past. Therefore, we choose a new path. We choose a path of direct accountability, strategic clarity, and uncompromising commitment to Namibian ownership of our resources by the person elected directly by Namibians in the person of the President. I urge this House to pass this bill and secure our nation's prosperity. I thank you.
On what point, Honorable Ampanda, do you want to rise? Yeah, okay, let's listen. Yeah, please, briefly.
Yeah. Speaker, I decided to abide by your ruling, but I just want to point out that it must not be taken as if we don't read. The National Energy Policy of 2017 does not speak to that. The issue of upstream, you find it on page 35 of that policy. Page 35 of that policy. The issues...
Oh, doesn't speak to what, Honorable Ampanda?
Yeah, so the member... No.
Yeah, okay, just do so in 1 minute,
Okay.
so that we allow
So I'm saying, I didn't want to disrupt the member. I'm also just raising to say, making reference to, in fact, the National Energy Policy on page 35, the member indicated that...
You want to briefly, just forget to proceed. Proceed. That's why I'm saying let's listen to one another. Let's take turns to speak. Okay? Quickly.
No, it's fine. Okay, it's fine.
Okay, just go ahead, Honorable
So,
Ampanda.
Speaker, all I'm saying is that can you please rule on it?
Yeah. Who is that one and that one. Okay, please proceed, Honorable.
Okay, all I'm saying is that you wanted us to proceed.
Yeah.
You said you didn't want the member to be disrupted. So that's why I decided not to. But I'm saying, and everyone who's listening, that the National Energy Policy of 2017 is the one that gives birth to some of this. That policy mentioned the issues. There are about 5 of them on page 35. Everyone can go and read. Nothing of what the member is saying is provided under upstream. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, no, that's fine. What I'm saying to the members is this. Obviously, we are allowed to differ with one another. When a member gets up, he or she would say a lot of things that may be wrong, that we don't agree with. But the rule is saying a member on the floor must be heard in silence, except if there is something that is so compelling, like bridging of a procedure. Otherwise, if we interrupt them, even the people outside who are trying to follow the debate won't hear what we are saying here. So that's really all that we are saying. So, Honorable Kanguru, you have the floor.
Thank you very much.
Let's start today by allowing the members to speak with as little interruptions.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the floor given. I also would like to make my intervention.
Honorable, we were just starting today too. And now, on what point is Honorable Nekundi rising? Honorable members, we are wasting time. Can we hear? Honorable members, please quickly, what point are you raising on, Honorable member? Your statement, Honorable Samkwa. Is Honorable Samkwa finished with his statement?
Yeah, I'm done, Honorable Speaker.
Yeah, I thought he's done. Okay, on what point are you raising, Honorable? No, I'm asking him what point of... No, Honorable, can you say what point you are raising on? What point are you raising on? What point are you raising on, please?
On the violation of the rules.
Okay, so that point of order is allowed. So let's hear, what is the point? What is the point? Honorable member, please take your seat.
Violation of the rules.
Yeah. Okay. Please, honorable members. Honorable members. Proceed. Take your seat, honorable member. Take your seat. Take your seat. Honorable member, take your seat. Honorable members, we are wasting time. Yeah. Please take your seat. Honorable member.
It's a violation of the rules.
Honorable member, take your seat.
I'm not asking any question. I'm not criticizing the member. I support the violation of the rules. Honorable Speaker.
Honorable member, please take your seat. Okay, but please, you don't have to Okay, honorable member, please take your seat. You have made the point. Honorable members, honorable members, please, we are being disruptive. Yeah, we can raise those issues by other means, but to disrupt a member's intervention, really, the people are out there wanting to follow the debate. And I want to say to the chief whips once again, I don't want to be checking, honorable members, I don't want to check who is wearing what flag, who is complying with the dressing code. The chief whips are there, and they should make sure that their members are complying. Now proceed, honorable members.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to contribute to the debate on the proposed amendment to the Petroleum Exploration and Production Act of 1991, an amendment which seeks to, amongst other things, to transfer
substantial regulatory and executive powers from the Ministers of Industry, Mines and Energy to the Office of the President through the establishment of an upstream petroleum unit. Honorable Speaker, while no one in this House disputing the strategic importance of oil and gas resource to the Namibian economical future, the manner in which this amendment is framed raises quite profound concern regarding duplication of function, institutional coherences, national security impediment, legalities, accountabilities, and the long-term sustainable governance. Honorable Speaker, this bill introduced a clear list of duplication of mandate. Namibia already has established institutions within the Ministry of Industrial, Mines and Energy tasked with petroleum regulation. I believe yesterday the minister, the Honorable Minister, indicated to that as he was responding to one of the questions. The creation of the President with a complete Director General and Deputy Director General risks a broiling lines of authority, weakening the oversight of this House and fostering interinstitutional conflict rather than efficiency. Governance is not strengthened by multiplying powers of centers without a clear dissolving of the existing one. Instead, it creates administrative uncertainty, slow down the decision making, and ultimately undermine even the investors that we are referring to. If reform is necessary, it must be systematic, coherent, and not additive or fragmented. On national securities, remember, as security personnel, you should always be mindful of security. Of course, I took note of the argument, including the one from our Deputy Minister here, Deputy Minister of Defense, suggesting that since the President is the Commander-in-Chief, it is therefore appropriate for these oil and gas resources to be placed under her office and authority for national security reasons. With due respect, Honourable Speaker, I find this argument unconvincing and very dangerously selective. If national security is the primary justification, or amongst others, then why should this logic only apply to oil and gas? Why not uranium? One of the strategic minerals with direct security implication for that matter. And it's also its effect in the global security. Yet it remains under the ministry. Why not diamonds, which have historical fueled conflict economically across the continent, and yet are mined in Namibia without being placed under that highest office? Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member, security argument must be consistent, else they cease to be credible. One cannot elevate oil and gas as a unique sensitive while ignoring other strategic resources of this nation that arguably pose even a greater economical risk. I have mentioned about uranium. This selective securitization raises a question not only safety, but policy convenience. Furthermore, the bill concentrates powers almost exclusively on the upstream petroleum sector, leaving the downstream, be it refining, transportation, pricing, and consumer protection, comparatively vulnerable. History has taught us that resources exploitation without the downstream accountability oppose national to price manipulation, revenues leakage, and even political capture. If the objection is national benefit, Honorable Speaker, governance must be balanced across the value chain, not disproportionately focus where profit is likely to be generated first. Honorable Speaker, honorable member, Namibia suffered from a recurring government weaknesses, policy discontinuities, or disintegration, driven by changing political leadership. Each administration introduced a new structure, a new unit, a new flankmanship, intervention, often to the expenses of the existing one. We have witnessed this before. It's not the first time, Honorable Speaker. And I would like to refer, or otherwise to give an example of the mass housing. That mass housing scheme, as it was approved by Cabinet in 2023 to start off in 2024, and the purpose was to provide, otherwise to build 185 houses. But how many houses were built by this particular scheme? Therefore, from the mass housing that have just unleashed individuals to the corruption scandals of fisheries, the Marine Act was eventually amended in this House, approved by this House to give power to a certain minister or individual person to issue quotas of fishing rights. And what happened? What was the end result? Therefore, Honorable Speaker, before one votes of a failed hill, another scheme is introduced, and I'm referring to the oil and gas that is being introduced. This bill risks becoming yet another example of governance by personal agenda, rather than genuine national policies or constitutional honor. Honorable members, Honorable Speaker, prosperity cannot be achieved through perpetual institutional reset. It requires continuity, predictability, and the respect for long-term national framework, irrespective of who occupies that highest office of the land. System should outlive all leaders. Honorable Speaker, most importantly, this House must carefully consider the principle of rule of law. And it should be rule of law, not rule of men. The Petroleum Act of 1991 was designed to vest the regulatory authority within the ministerial and statutory framework, subject to parliamentary oversight. A lot have mentioned, many of us have mentioned already about Article 41, ministerial accountability. And I believe there is no doubt about it. We can be able to motivate this particular bill, but we need to be honest, fellow Namibians. Concentrating executive and regulatory powers in the office of the President raise serious constitutional concerns regarding the separation of powers, the check and the balances, as well as the accountability. Honorable members, the President is bound by an oath of office to uphold the Constitution and the law of the Republic. Any arrangement that places the President in direct control, direct operational control and commercial regulation function risks to compromise that particular oath. If we are not careful, we may create a precedent where executive authority expand beyond constitutional restraint. And should we move to that, it will be a catastrophe, particularly within our constitutional democracy. Honorable Speaker, as I conclude, accountability and transparency must be the cornerstone of any resource government framework. Centralizing power without equal strength and the oversight mechanism invite abuse, weakening the parliamentary scrutiny, and erode public trust. Namibia are not opposed to development. We are not opposed to development, We are opposed to unaccountable power. Honorable Speaker, the bill in its current form raises more questions than it should eventually want to answer or propose. It reflects inconsistency in the national security or stability, risk duplication of institutional roles, undermine policy continuities, and pose potential challenge to the constitutional governance. I therefore urge this House to reject this unaccountable and unconstitutional bond amendment bill. Honorable Speaker, Namibia is all we have. Namibia is not for sale. We must and can save it. On that note, Honorable Speaker, I so submit.
I give the floor to Honorable Lutuhezi. Yes, what point is that, Honorable Amtenya?
There's no one on the floor.
Yes. Yes, okay. What is the point? Go ahead. Yes.
What?
Yes.
Yes, no, Speaker. No, Speaker, I just want, I was listening very, very careful to the honorable member, and he has indicated that the bill is unconstitutional. Yes. I just want to understand what he means by the bill being unconstitutional. That is what I want to know.
We're not listening.
Okay, thank you. The honorable member is done.
Where is the problem?
Unfortunately, like
where is the
I
problem?
Said, yes, we proceed with Honorable Lutuhezi. Yeah, on point of privilege. Honorable members, today, yeah, in terms of the rules, rule number 8, today, after today, what happened here? I'm going to apply my mind on rule 8 in order to define those issues that are not defined. Because like I have said, today has been exceptional in the way that we are interrupting members. Truly, it is inappropriate, honorable members. I don't want to regulate people in that manner. I want when a person gets up and say point of order, there is something really serious that needs to be addressed. But now this is not what is happening. And it seems as if what happens is when one person does it, the next one thinks they are entitled to do it. And this is inappropriate. So I'll give you this once, and if your point does not fit within point of privilege and point of order, today no one would make a point of order. And tomorrow, yes, and tomorrow I will assess the situation. And if that continues truly, I'm going to define it in such a way. So less than 1 minute, honorable. Less than 1 minute, 30 seconds. You must accept. No, honorable member, no. Only her, and then she will continue, Ms. Lutuhezi. Honorable Lutuhezi. Only yourself, you make your point of privilege or whatever point.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, with all due respect, really, the Honorable Nekundi in this House can stand up at any point.
Honorable, make your
without
point.
being given
Make
the
your point.
And then he makes his point, he's never out of order.
I will ask you
the same with Honorable Amtenya, who just stood up now, like he's in a Mahangu field, without the Speaker giving the floor. It's the same thing, Speaker. No, it can't be allowed.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Lutuhezi, no point of order today. Honorable, take a seat. No. Honorable Lutuhezi, you have the floor. No point of take your no. Take your seat, honorable member. Take your seat, honorable. No. Take your no. Honorable Lutuhezi, you have the floor. Take your seat, honorable member. Take your floor, honorable Lutuhezi. No. Yeah.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for the floor. I rise guided by Article 100 of the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia, which says that our natural resources belong to the state, meaning they belong to the people of Namibia. They do not belong to an individual, an office, or a political party.
as Dr. Pandulani Itula, the President of IPC,
Honorable members, continue please. Can we please have order?
I will repeat again.
No, continue please.
As Dr. Itula, the President of the IPC and leader of the official opposition
Chief Whip, can you deal with those people, please?
Honorable Chief Whip.
Chief Whip, deal with your members.
Can all the Can we have silence? No. Your time is going, honorable member. If you
I
keep
don't care
repeating.
about time. I'm a woman of short words.
Oh.
As Dr. Pandulani Itula, the leader of IPC and the leader of the official opposition party in Namibia, warned,
Honorable
I
members,
quote,
can we have order in the house?
Namibia must not replace. Okay, I quote, Namibia must not replace colonial extraction with elite extraction. That warning must guide us as we debate this petroleum bill. Honorable Speaker, if petroleum governance is placed under the office of the President, we must ask serious and practical questions. Who will be directly accountable to this Parliament? The President does not sit in this House. The Director General does not sit in this House. The Deputy does not sit in this House. They are not members of the Parliament who can be directly questioned during our proceedings. So who will stand here to answer? Who will table petroleum agreements? Who will explain licensing decisions? Who will account for how billions of dollars in petroleum revenues are managed? Oversight must be real, not symbolic. It cannot depend on invitation or goodwill. Parliament has a constitutional duty to hold the executive accountable, and that accountability must be clear, structured, and enforceable. Honorable Speaker, this law will outlive the current president, sadly. Today, we may trust the person in the office. Tomorrow, we may not trust the next one. That is why laws must control power and build strong checks and balances. We cannot rely on personalities. What if the future president is easily influenced? What if petroleum agreements are negotiated without proper scrutiny? What if decisions are taken that bind Namibia for 20 to 30 years without Parliament properly examining them? One bad petroleum contract can affect generations. Honorable Speaker, as the Shadow Minister for Gender Equality and Child Welfare, I must also say this. Petroleum governance is not only about economics, it is about justice and the future of our people. When petroleum revenues are collected and spent, we must ask, will this improve the lives of ordinary Namibians? Women, especially in rural areas, make up a large portion of those living in poverty. Many children depend on social protection and welfare support delivered under the mandate of the Minister of Gender Equality and Child Welfare. If petroleum wealth is not properly governed and transparently managed, it will not reduce poverty. It will increase inequality. Without strong parliamentary oversight, there is no guarantee that petroleum revenue will strengthen social protection systems, support vulnerable families, or reduce intergenerational poverty. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, petroleum is finite. Once it's extracted, it's gone forever. Under Article 100, we are custodians of these resources for present and future generations. those future generations cannot sit in this chamber. We speak on their behalf. Petroleum is not a presidential property. It is not an executive property.
It's not.
It is the inheritance of the Namibian people. Power must not sit where it cannot be questioned.
Yes.
Authority must never exist without accountability. If this House weakens oversight today, history will record that we failed in our constitutional duty. We are not owners. We are custodians. And custodians do not gamble with the inheritance of their children. Let us pass a law that limits power, strengthens transparency, enforces accountability, and safeguards our national resources for our future generations to come. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I so submit.
Honorable Gwale. There is 6 minutes to go. It's either you speak now or you defer the... No, if you can speak within the time that is left.
Why tomorrow?
No, just 1 hour.
No, I'll speak. It's very short. Mine is very short. Yeah. Honorable Speaker, may I protected, please. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I like to express my full support for the amendment of the petroleum. This bill comes at a critical time in our country's development journey. As a Namibian continues to position itself as an emerging petroleum producing nation, it is both necessary and prudent that we strengthen and modernize our legal and institutional framework to meet the demands of growing and highly technical industry. The proposed amendments seek to delete, amend, and further define certain expressions with the Act, thereby enhancing legal clarity and certainty. This is fundamental in a sector that requires presence, transparency, and investor confidence. Honorable Speaker, the transfer of specific power from the Minister of Mines and Energy to the Director General of the Upstream Petroleum Unit in the Office of the President, as well as from the Commissioner of the Petroleum Affairs to the Deputy Director General, is a progressive step. In a streamlined decision-making, enhance coordination, and ensure focused oversight of upstream petroleum activity at the highest level of governance. Furthermore, the establishment of the Upstream Petroleum Unit in the Office of the President, together with the clear articulation of its objects, function, power, and duties, will strengthen institutional capacity, accountability, and strategic direction in managing our petroleum resources.
Continue.
This amendment is not only administrative in nature, it is strategic. It positions Namibia to safeguard national interests, promote transparency, and ensure that the exploration and production of the petroleum resources translate into tangible social economic benefits of our people. Honorable Speaker, for this reason, I fully support this.
On the point, thank you. To the point,
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Professor,
You will not bully me, I will bully you back.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I rise to express my full support for the Petroleum Exploration Production Amendment Bill. This bill is both timely and essential as it modernizes legislation. First modernize legislation first in act in 1991, long before Namibia petroleum sector achieved its current strategic significance. Honorable Speaker, the bill rightly realigns strategic petroleum powers to the office of the President, ensuring that decisions affecting our most critical natural resources are made at the highest level of executive accountability in full accordance with our Constitution. Honorable Speaker, at the same time, it introduced a clear separation between policy direction and technical implementation through the establishment of the upstream petroleum unit. This unit will professionalize regulation, licensing, compliance monitoring, data management, and reporting, while actively promoting local content and meaningful Namibian participation. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, furthermore, the bill provides for the appointment of the Director General and the Deputy Director General based on principal strengths, qualifications, and experience, strengthening technical oversight, transparency, and institutional capacity. Enhance conflict of interest and disclosure requirements safeguard the public interest and promote trust in the management of our resources.
Okay, Honorable member, tomorrow you will be the first one to continue from what you are now. You rise on automatic adjustment.